Carole and Tuesday, episode 9 review. The dark side of showbiz. Yeah, this was a pretty... Man, this is a dark episode. The episode's good. Tournament all continues right. But the whole biting scene, and I had my live version too, I was like, man, that was some dark parts there. And I thought they're probably very common, right, in showbiz. And see with our entertainment industry and so on, yeah. And it's just... Again, though, I mean, obviously it's like a bad thing, but I will say from like a narrational standpoint, it's really good, right? So from a narrational standpoint, obviously I'm saying like from a narrational standpoint, it again makes the anime really, really strong. Another 10 out of 10 episode for me. It's like very interesting because Tuesday is a nice person, so even though she is facing this abuse, right, she can't really fight it very well. She's so friendly, and then she's like, I guess I can hug you if you really needed a hug before, you know. And she gets kind of tricked into it, right? And then she actually even gets. She gets demonetized. I mean, it's a little annoying doing this stuff on YouTube because I know how YouTube works. If I say any of the stuff that actually happened here, I mean that's how bad it is. I know that I will get like 10% views from that, yeah. And I'm already getting, unfortunately, too few views on Carole on Tuesday because an anime going on Netflix or so on. Yeah, we all know the backstory about that thing. But I mean, yeah, so it's like, it's just a really weird scene, right? It looks like she, I guess, goes in for a kiss first, but no, it is more than a kiss. It actually is quite, of course, the A word, yeah. So, it happens. We later, of course, also see Tuesday with a bite mark on her neck, right? So yeah, it's straight up an assault, and it's bad. But at the same time, then from like a story perspective, I think it's really good. It's very interesting seeing how the main character is so vulnerable and so on. Yeah, it feels rare to have a main character that is so vulnerable in anime. Especially even in like shoujo anime and so on. Isn't this kind of category, I feel? Because otherwise, I mean, if you have like a straight up romance shoujo anime, yeah, okay, then the main character can be very vulnerable. It's very about the drama. It's about, oh, I'm in love with this girl or whatever and so on. Yeah, so then that is fine. Like for example, Blooming to You, which I think was one of the best anime last year. I love that anime, and there we had the main character being extremely vulnerable. Yeah. Back and forth, and also very stoic sometimes. So yeah, she's kind of tricky, but still though. But that's like a pure romance anime, yeah, and that's easier. But Carole and Tuesday, which is still is like a musical, I don't know, shonen tournament or tournament or the characters here are more tough, right? Yeah, they're fighters. They want to be famous. They want to become the Hokage of music, right? The pirate king of music. Yeah, the king of you said me right. They want to be the queens of music, yeah, and of course, absolutely, we call Dancing Queen, right? Of course, based on ABBA, and obviously, as I said in my reaction, being Swedish, of course, I know everything about ABBA because as a Swede, you have to mandatory know. It's like everyone in China knows about Kung Fu, every Swede knows ABBA and table tennis, yeah, or something like that, yeah, Geo Waldner, something like that. But like, of course, I listened to different ABBA songs a million times in my life. Not necessarily because I like ABBA or dislike ABBA, but because everyone else listens to them. My parents, right, and you have it on the radio and the TV and so on. And one thing I would say, very off topic, but still, because the episode is called As a Queens, I would say it. I had something called the 18s when I was growing up, which was a new group then of 4 people that was behind Björn and so on. So the ABBA owners were behind them, right, and. They were basically just re-singing the old ABBA songs, and yes, they weren't, I guess they were covers in a way, but they had, I mean, the guy that actually owned the 18s, the teenagers were actually the guy owning the songs, right? Same, those ABBA, yeah. So, so it worked for them, and they were actually very popular. So when I was like 8 or 9 or so, this in back in the 90s, the 18s were big. They were actually one of the most popular band in Sweden then, or pop artist band. In somewhere, a few years during the 90s, so yeah, the 18s, and then I don't know anything about them at now. Yeah, then they just kind of died off somewhere. I don't know. They kind of, yeah, they did something, But that is actually one. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to say this thing though. I want to mention this because one thing. Once I was in Stockholm, I was on an interview on Dice in Stockholm. So Dice, the game company. Yeah. So I was going to Dice, and they had made this hotel very close to the studios of the Malm. So it's the where all the rich people is. Basically, not all the rich, but many of them. Because Europe is more rich, but still the higher, upper echelon of people. Yeah. So I was going to like a 5-star hotel. They were paying for it, so yeah, whatever. EA Dice, and I had this like really nice hotel room, big hotel room, very weird shower. But the one thing I also remember was I had this like really big bed, like a massive, double spread bed, right? And behind that bed, on the whole wall, and we're talking about much bigger than this. We're talking like I don't know, like 20 meters, like to 19 yards, 20 yards, yeah, like really big. The whole one wall behind the bed and the whole rest of the wall was this massive ABBA painting. Like his massive painting like this, right? In Spider-Man, but it was like this kind of canvas, yeah. But it was massive. It was like it was absurd. It was it was much. I don't know. It was like 10 of this, right? 10 of my arm span. Yeah, it was like 20 meters. The whole wall was this one massive painting of ABBA when they are lying there in the 70s. In like this white blouses, right? The girls and so on. They have Dorig and Björn and so on. Has like a white costume on them on this like meadow, and I recognize the actual the photo. It's like a classic ABBA photo. But I had that, yeah. The whole wall was just that one massive like that. I was like, I guess I'm in Stockholm. I was like, yeah, I guess this is like some kind of Stockholm ABBA art. So that's my best experience. That's my best memory of ABBA. That was so weird. I was like, oh, I don't know, it was at least 10 meters. This painting. It was absurdly big, and it was width too. It was like 10 meters in width and like maybe 7 or 8 meters in height. It was like the whole wall. It was crazy, but whatever. Side story about ABBA, but the episode called "That's the Queen" and of course it's an ABBA reference. And also then with ABBA, and as many other artists, right, there's a lot of that dark side of being a musician, right? The dark side, not just like not just the actual like this physical thing, but also taking stuff and so on, right? So I think it was interesting. We kind of had Tuesday being attacked, right, and how that's we can see how it affects her later. I think one interesting point too in the end of the episode where Cynabelle loses. Because of course Annie is going to be talking about it later, but yeah, we see Cynabelle loses. It's basically like, you hate me because I lost Tuesday? I thought you loved me? I will get revenge Tuesday! and then Cynabelle runs out, right? And Tuesday is like, what did I do? I didn't even do shit. I got bitten and like so that thing I think is very interesting too, because very likely, right, Cynabelle is gonna return as some kind of crazy X fan, right? And I mean X fan, yeah, play on words there, pun intended. Something like that. I think it is absolutely gonna happen that Cynabelle is gonna return and, probably attack Tuesday, right? Maybe try to kill her or so on later. That is definitely probably gonna happen. Maybe some, burn, yeah, something bad is gonna happen. Probably, hopefully not actually hurting her, but trying to at least, because it's in one thing that anime does very well. It's kind of the world building in the sense that really, I would say the world building to build up character design and so on, character building. But we saw, for example, last episode, right? Am I wrong now? No, 2 episodes ago. The handshake. Yeah, sorry, 2 episodes ago. Two episodes ago. We saw when they were in the on the like the lake sidewalk, right, or whatever it is, marsh. Maybe it's the ocean on Mars, but whatever. Next to the water on Mars, we saw them. They were bonding, and then the washing machine guy. He appeared and was like, "Yeah, girls, let me teach you this thing." And then teaching them the cool ass, yeah. So we see that characters that have been in early episodes do return, right? And there's been all the stuff too, like the Tuesdays. I guess the Android bag return and so on. So characters and stuff that is happening, and like the robot was back singing, right? Last episode, yeah. So we do see that characters that are, you know, appearing in one of the episodes, they might appear later, right? So I think there's no way in hell that the other character that's been less important has returned to do some kind of side story or like a little extra part. There's no way that this person here that got like wronged by Tuesday won't return, right, to get some revenge. So so yeah, I think definitely there's gonna be a part later where Tuesday has some kind of you know, or maybe not late, maybe as soon as tournament is over, Tuesday might have a stock, right? Which already has stock pretty much, but you see what I mean? Like, yeah, kind of really nasty, that kind of thing. I think that's gonna be definitely be a part of the story where Tuesday has to deal with that somehow. Maybe get some guards, maybe they have to move, right? Maybe that could be a reason I have to return to her mother and brother, you know, going back home again because it is like the security. That could be a storyline, right? She has to go back home because she's like fearing for her life. She has to return, you know, to her like rich mother that can like guard her and so on. That could be a storyline I could see happening. So I think it's gonna have like a big impact in one or more episode later on. That, you know, crazy biter here didn't get what they wanted, right? But also in a sense though, I think it was actually pretty. I like the writing as always. It's a very good writing in the anime. I like the writing there because as Cynabelle lost to Angela, immediately afterward, it's kind of like, oh, you hate me because I lost to Angela? Oh yeah, I see now who you are. It's like, no, it's like I don't like you because you're a freak. So get away from me. Yeah, I know about you losing it, right? But in Cynabelle's head, it's kind of like, oh no, because I couldn't beat Angela, I'm not worthy. Oh, I will burn you down. Yeah. So I liked how that was played out too. It wasn't just because Tuesday said no, so to speak. It was more like because Tuesday said no just after Angela won. So the timing there also was very good, making it be like, yeah, that's true. That's gonna piss. It's gonna be better at that. But anyway, I think it was interesting. Hope you guys like the ABBA story. I guess I don't think there was so much to say about the GGK. I like her name. And remember sisters? I mean, I like to kind of like, yeah, let's go with this thing. They had a pretty good song going, but the lyrics, and they got pretty much cancelled, right? The lyrics were just horrible. I can't say basically any of the lyrics here right now on YouTube, right? They would be like, I would get like 0 views then. Definitely be demonetized, yeah. They had horrible lyrics, and I think, you should be allowed to do any music you want. I absolutely believe in that. That's freedom of speech, right? And of course there are a lot of songs that are worse than that today. I mean, come on. But I do agree though with like if it happened in real life, obviously you wouldn't be able to go on like prime TV, right, and sing that kind of song on like typical like family hours. Yeah, obviously that will be like cancelled. Yeah, like a big news network, whatever, right? There's some kind of whatever it is, like some kind of network for TV shows and so on. They can't allow you to say those kind of words on like prime time, like 7 or 8 for like families. Yeah, obviously. So it makes sense they were just kicked out because like you can't have that kind of lyrics, and they weren't like they didn't say it like once. There's like all the words for like bam 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 bam. Yeah, it's like nuke, flag 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 flag. So so that makes sense to me because it isn't really like censorship. It's more like it's like you can have those kind of lyrics if you want to, but not on this TV channel because this TV channel is like family friendly, right? This is like probably. I mean, I'm assuming we don't actually know. I guess. I mean, they have a spin episode post, but we don't know exactly, I guess, like when it's airing and exactly the demographic of the people watching it. But I mean, I'm assuming, right, that this show is like Idol and so on, right? And for example, my family, right, like my mother, sister, and so on, they watch Idol. And maybe I don't do it much today, but when it was airing, and I guess still airing, but like when it was popular, more like that. And probably since my sister was 10 to maybe 17, 18. They probably watched Idol together, right? My mom and my sister, yeah, for like 7-8 years probably. So yeah, that would be kind of like they would turn off the TV, right? Probably if that would be singing, so they will lose viewers. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, right? You have to know where you are, right? And I assume it's kind of the same thing here, right? Like it's probably a lot of like teenagers and so on. So it makes yeah. So I'm not against that, even though I'm like it's like go and sing a crazy song over there. Go to some other channel to do that thing. I think that's fair. I think she was right. Especially this one because obviously it's a parody. So I mean, yeah, like it's overkill, right? So anyway, GGK won. In my opinion, that automatically you just won, right? Because the other team just forfeited the chance. And otherwise, I wasn't a big fan of GGK. I said it in my reaction too. I felt that her song I was like, yeah, it's okay. Cynabelle was much better in my opinion. Much better French, right? I think it was much better. But obviously Angela is the rival, so she has to win, right? So yeah, Angela winning was predictable, but so whatever. But GGK's visual was the best this episode, not as with Peter. Second best visual, second best like performance, I think. But her song, in my opinion, wasn't that good. But interesting though, I liked it though. Because Angela had like a really bad, I don't say bad, but she's like kind of like a very indifferent performance. She did a good song, but her actual like visual stunning thing was just her standing there singing, where Piotr's dancing, singing, and so on. Yeah, she was like Karen Tuesday, just standing there, right? With all was like flamethrower and so on. Yeah, she was just doing that, just straight up singing. So I feel that's interesting though. She's gonna fight GGK next episode probably. They are very different. Right? GGK is like full on visual stunning thing. Not that good singing in my opinion. No, the song wasn't that good in my opinion. Singer is arguably whatever, but the song wasn't that good. And Angela was the reverse. Good song, no visual effects. Yeah, so they're very different. But I think of course Angela's gonna win, right? Because she's a rival. She's probably gonna win the tournament. But anyway, hope that's the review longer than I intended. But yeah, I hope you like my ABBA story, right? But I still remember that massive dancing queen ABBA painting. It was so big, and so I was like, I can't sleep in this bed. It's scaring me. No, actually, I'll say one thing though. When I was at the hotel, because I knew how much it cost. They actually wanted to give me the bill the next day. I was like, no, they're paying. I'm gonna pay for this. Yeah. And it was like it was more than $200. It was like $250 a night or more, something like that. 300. Yeah, it was like insanely expensive. So I remember that though. You were kind of like, it was interesting too because you were almost afraid of like sleeping there because you were like, I don't want to destroy anything. They probably pay anyway. The company probably pays it. It's like EA. They have like inf money, but at the same time, you're like, I don't want to destroy anything because probably it's like they probably cost enormous amount of money. Yeah, if I accidentally ruin a lamp, that's probably like $1,000 lamp for some reason. If you know what it isn't. Yes, I was like, I'm just sleeping here in the middle. Yeah, I was kind of freaky in that sense because everything was so expensive. And then of course you have like breakfast and everything included. And I was like, I guess I go there, but I won't drop anything. It got kind of like that. Of course, probably wouldn't matter, but. You can kind of steal it. It's so expensive, everything. But anyway, hope you liked my review of the dark side of Showbiz. Karen Tuesday. It's 10 for me. See you guys tomorrow with Sarah Sanmai and Carole Circus. And yes, it's very late here now, so yeah. See you guys tomorrow.